Oh my goodness. Good evening. Hi everyone. Welcome to the special Q&A stream talking about Zeldathon Echoes, and let's go chat, getting this hype train rolling before we're even like fully live. You guys are incredible. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a pretty good train, Soaring.
Believe it or not, I do it every Friday at work.
The
I believe it.
Really? You're the work bullhorn.
No, yeah, basically.
Hi.
All right. Well,
All these
hello
cool people
everybody.
in chat too.
Look at all these cool
Yeah,
people.
look at
in chat.
Look at all these
Look at all
cool
these
cats.
cuties. So many cuties everywhere. All right. I'm Chillamags, also known as Mags. My pronouns are she, hers, and I am your host this evening. I'm super excited to be here with my friends from the Zeldathon team. And we're going to talk a little bit about Zeldathon Echoes, some of our experiences, some things that folks have been curious about, maybe, just a dash of the memes as we go along. But first, before we hop in to start answering questions, we're going to go around and do a few introductions. So our team members are going to share their names, talk about their role on the team, what their role in the marathon was. And then after we get through intros, we'll get to your questions. Thank you for submitting. So we're going to start over to my left. Almost positive it's my left here with our good
It's your
friend
left.
Jay. Who are you, Jay?
I'm Jay Artis. I'm the lead of the development team for Zeldathon, so if it happens on the screen, odds are we at least looked at it at some point. This is also my first time participating. I joined earlier this year, but all of you are old friends at this point because I've been sharing these events with you for forever now.
Sweet. Thank you, Jay. We're so thrilled to have you as a part of the team. You've already made a huge difference in our work. It was really fun having you at the marathon. Can't wait to talk more about what that was like for you as a first-time attendee. So to my right now, we've got...
Hello, my name is Mojo. You can use she and her pronouns if you'd like to address me in the third person. I am a garden variety volunteer with the Kinstone Zeldathon project. I have been attending either remotely or in person since Zeldathon Hope, which was winter of 2015. I have been watching since Zeldathon Lives, which was summer of 2013. Yes, I have notes on the other screen. Don't mind me. And of the couple of hats that I wore for this particular production, I was a prize artist. I was a production assistant. I was an entertainer. I was a moderation lead. I was on the wellness team, so I was on site as a designated friend. I did have a little bit of Mojo Uber. I ran a segment. I played a co-op game, and I wore cosplays, and I kind of spearheaded this inadvertent but absolutely on purpose befriend the Zelda universe folks role.
Just a couple things.
Just a little bit.
Sweet.
But I'm just like I'm just a
bit.
volunteer.
She's just a normal person, chat. Just wakes up and put her socks on one foot at a time. All right. So next up we've got Betsy.
Hello. So the main thing I did this marathon was 4 a.m. social, and occasionally stepping in the 8 a.m. social when there was nobody on it because we didn't have anyone for it, and I'm like, nobody tweeted about the transition. I'll go do that. I also sometimes was helping refill the jugs that we used to fill the dunk tank. And I think there was something else I was gonna say, but I forget what it was.
Most importantly,
didn't have
helping to hold it
notes?
down on that 4 a.m. shift. Yep,
We all need
it was a
notes.
good
I
time.
don't have notes either.
No notes. Are we
Oh, and
noters
you
or no
sang, says
noters in
Clinton.
chat?
Yes, and I sang. That is actually what I was going to say. It was the music. Thank you.
Certified Meowth.
Super fun. All right, thanks, Betsy. So next up, we've got Dino. Dino, who are you?
Oh, hi. I'm Dynamation or just
Hi
Dino. I
there.
use he, him. I kind of also do a little bit of everything. I'm on the dev team, slowly working on the dream project of entirely rewriting DN, so it's not 10 years old or however old it is. It's
What's
going to happen
DN?
eventually. That's Dungeon Notifier. That is
Thank you.
the thing that the overlay, essentially. I could go into the technicals. There's like three
That's
parts.
fine.
There's like
That's fine.
the dungeon reader, then there's the backend database, and then there's the overlay. Rewriting the
Can't
overlay,
believe it's
which
going
would be
back
I'm
to
already
Unity after
asleep,
10
but
years.
thank you.
going back to Unity. I worked on prizes too. I made the Majora's Mask. This is the test one I made at half size, along with the two I made for the previous marathons right next to it. So you got like a Senate and Daybreak there. I ran a bunch of tech. Yeah, kind of did a little bit of everything at that point. That's it. I
Yeah,
think that's all I have.
you sure
I also don't
did.
have notes, so I don't know if I'm forgetting anything.
You also
Team
did
no
a
notes.
clutch sheets run at 6 in the morning.
That was a Wawa run.
Wawa
Well,
run,
Yeah,
by
let's
the
go
way.
and
4
you
a.m.
zonite the
crew.
couch.
They zoned the couch. Yes.
I can't believe they zoned
I
a
was one of the
couch.
people that was responsible for
Can't believe
requiring
they let you do
USB
that.
ports and powering the couch. I was 4 a.m. tech, which was fun because there were very few of us up.
4 a.m. crew.
These two, these two
There you go.
were also 4 a.m. crew, so
It was
they
beautiful.
know what it was like.
It was beautiful.
it
It
was
was
surprisingly
terrible. It
calm.
was a bonding
It was calmer
It
than I
was
experience.
expected.
important.
I had my blanket on. I was running tech from back couch. You know, like yeah, tech's
Yeah.
Dude,
working.
4 a.m. was so
A
cold.
very chilly boy running all the
It's,
tech.
it's I don't know if there's a question for this, but it is freaking freezing at tech desk. The servers are right there, so you'd think it'd be like, oh, they produce heat and it's warmth, but the servers have fans and airflow in servers is front to back, so they suck air in from where you're sitting, and all the hot air gets sent out into the other room. So you just have a breeze right there, and it's cold, especially
It
when
was
there's no one
cold.
else in the room.
Yep. All right, thank you, Dino. Great
That's all I have.
introduction.
Anyway,
That's where the blankets always went. Yes.
yes.
There,
Right. It was also
we
because-
pilfered them from hangout place and put them to work in workplace.
There were two Wind Waker blankets, and one of them I designated as the tech blanket. So there were three. Dang.
There's technically 3, but yeah, at one point I had one of them and you had one of them.
One of them was the tech
All right.
blanket. I decided.
Illuminating. Thank you. Next up, last but not least, we've got our friend Soren Chris. Who are you, Soren?
Hello. Soren Chris,
Hello.
he, him. My main role, I guess, this marathon was production assistant, and so that basically meant whenever anything was needed on stream, I had to find it. Beyond that, I also ran everybody's favorite game, Skyward Sword. And I did a little thing that people might have seen where we made people do funny things and argued why they deserved meaningless points.
Also known as
Questmaster.
Questmaster. Yes. Super fun, and we will definitely talk about that shortly. I also forgot to give a good introduction for myself. I am Mags. I did production at the marathon on the 4 a.m. shift, which was very
4 a.m.
exciting
crew.
and a really great learning experience. And shout out to my stalwart crew, including Betsy and Dino, who just kept stream running. That was really our goal at 4 a.m. That's what we did, and we sure did do it. And it was great. I'm also our community lead, so you may see me popping around the Discord, trying to challenge folks to do different things, mostly make lots of clips for the marathon, as well as helping out with our moderation team, bullying chat, banning toes, just normal everyday internet things. Perfectly fine. So thank you guys all for joining us and for hanging out with this little Q&A. So without further ado, let's hop in and start answering some questions. You guys ready? Are you ready? Do you feel are your
So
question
ready.
answering muscles limbered up?
I'm almost ready. Hang on.
Can we wait
Oh,
now or something? I just ate, so I need my food to
Gee.
digest. I'm gonna
Now
get
I'm ready.
cramps.
all right. Well, just be sure to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. You'll be fine.
Okay.
So our first question that we have is, what was the overall vibe of the marathon from an attendee perspective? And I'm going to kick this one over to Betsy first. Betsy, what was the overall vibe?
Honestly, it seemed pretty chill. Like there didn't seem to be a whole lot of times where we were running around like, wait, who can we get for this? Like there was almost always like people on couch all the time. We didn't have to send 5 at everyone's being like, need people on couch.
Yeah.
Because that's what the production assistant is for. They're like, hey, you're here. Would you like to be on couch? Bam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, love it. I also, one of the things that I noticed, this was my first like full length marathon. I got to attend for just a couple of days for Daybreak last year, but something like being way more immersed in the production of the show, I noticed was just this like total yes ending, like the agreement on, we're gonna produce a great show and we're doing it together, and we're gonna take each other's good ideas and make them even better by adding on to them. I mean, it was just like the creativity was bursting out of everyone's ears. The improv was like S tier. It was incredible and super fun, and I don't think any segment that I saw wasn't extremely entertaining, just because, like, I don't know, everyone was having a really great time and having fun, and I think it really showed. So, way to go, everyone. All right, our next question. This is one from a viewer, our friend and chat aficionado Hop Up asked, how did it feel to not have a winter marathon? And how bad was the wait between Daybreak and Echoes? So I'll call on a couple people for this one. Dino, I'll start with you. How did you feel about that big skip? We did not have a winter marathon this year like we usually do. So we had over a year between marathons, because this year was in July instead of June like they often are.
Last one was in August though, so it's only 11 months. Not
Was it
quite
in
a year.
August?
Right.
Okay, not quite a year.
Yeah. It was a late marathon.
Jeez.
That was why.
I don't even know what
That was
time it
part
is
of why
anymore.
we skipped to the winter.
Yeah.
Mm.
Technically, I didn't feel that long for me because a bunch of us on the team got together and did a little trip to New York for a long weekend. Hung out for New Year's Eve, ate some fancy food, saw some sights. So it wasn't really an event, but you still got to hang out with each other and just have a chill time. So it's not like haven't seen anyone in so long, but it definitely made the 11 months feel like it wasn't that long because
Mm. Hashtag
kind of
blessed. Love that for you.
yeah.
Did someone else have a
New York
different
birds.
experience? Soaring, what was it? What was your experience between marathons?
Well, the weird thing for me was having Christmas at home. Secretly, I like the getaway from that. I can only handle so much family, but the wait, the wait itself, I don't know. This whole year felt super quick to me, probably just because I think I had it filled with doing all sorts of different things. So I don't really feel like Daybreak was that far away. Like even producing Questmaster stuff where we pre-recorded that last time, there got a point where it's like, oh man, we have all this extra time to work on it, and then it was like, oh, we have like 2 months before the next marathon. We should probably work on that.
As it goes.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I think there was also a lot of just kind of like longer term planning that was happening, like behind the scenes that kept things rolling, and yeah, made it worth the time, and also made it super fresh when we finally got to get back together. So this next question, I'm going to kick over to Mojo. It is from A Way to Hit. Thank you, A Way to Hit, for submitting a question. What was the one thing you were able to improve or work on the most with the extra preparation time that we had for this marathon compared to previous events?
What do you mean extra time? I don't know her. I did pre-write this question, the answer that I thought would be what I would say about this. So, excuse me, cat hair all over the place.
It's a look.
To borrow to borrow from Mags's language, we have a very yes and kind of mentality when it comes to these events. It's like, okay, here, this is what we want to do. And it's like, okay, great. Well, wouldn't it be neat if? Wouldn't it be cool if? Do we think it would be possible too? Wouldn't it be neat if we had a 5-foot like hand chargy Tears of the Kingdom prop, like full size? Wouldn't that be cool? And then like 48 hours later, it's like, well, I have the raw materials in my living room now, so I guess we're carving this. Like that happens, and I'm gonna shut this door again because it's bedtime at my house, and so they're like in the bathroom. So like prizes were due on June 15th for real, and everybody got everything in and everything was done. And then there was this like off the cuff conversation, like, wouldn't it be neat if? And they're like, wouldn't it be neat if we had something that like, could we toss in a couple of dice bags? And I'm like, yeah, dice bags are easy. I can knit those up pretty easily. How many do you want? What color do you want? And Clink is like, well, do we have something that's like a bokoblin brown? And I rolled over to right off camera where I keep my yarn stores, my vast collection. And I pulled open a drawer and I took a picture with my phone and I was like, you mean this color? And she's like, yeah, that's the one. Wouldn't it be neat if it had like ears on it? And wouldn't it be neat if it had, it's like, all right, well, it's June 24th. I'm going to work for a week out of town. I will take this project with me. And then Dark was like, we have 25 prize packs. And I'm like, yeah, I can make 25 dice bags. I was making dice bags the entire marathon.
Oh my God.
I finished the last one during the boss fight of Tears to the Kingdom. And I was like, I've done it. It's over. I just needles
That was
away. Done.
your personal boss battle. It's knitting dice.
I was like, I really want to have this done before I leave town. I'd really love to finish before the credits. I'd really love to finish before the final day. I'd really love to finish before my game on Sunday. Like, reality, no. Like when Mags came and pulled me to go play Triforce Heroes, I literally was like crafting, like my life depended on it. So that happens, and then like
that was
our
not a
stuff,
bit.
we have. It was. There's truth in every good joke. That's what it is. But like there are things. Clinket has great ideas about the set, and she has these pieces that she wants to construct. But like the materials for the pieces ended up in the pods, and so the pods are open 48 hours before the cameras go live. And we had a thunderstorm, so suddenly we didn't have enough coats of paint on something. So just it's as much time as we have, we will find projects to fill that time, and we will have things that we want to do, or we'll have things like Questmaster. We'll have things that we start now that won't even come to fruition until a year from now or 18 months down the road. It's like something that will pop up in the Twitch like overlay that's going to be different and exciting, that is because of the work that we did. And some of it is like, hey, by the way, while you assemble that couch, will you please wire it for charging? So
Yeah,
that's we will never not have we will never have enough time to do everything, and we will never have something that can't be done even though it's the last possible second. We'll like we'll find a way. That's one of the genius things about having a group this talented and this varied and this willing to put in the work.
Yeah, so true. I also think that like probably one of the best things that we got out of extra time was the time for networking and relationship building, because those things don't come out of thin air. And our recruitment efforts have also been really impactful on our team. So it gave us time to find a super cool new dev lead. I'm pointing in the right direction in Jay Artist and get Jay set up in time to make some really important things happen behind the scenes so that so much more of our tech projects could get updated and make sure that like we had the tech that we needed for our creativity to thrive as a team. So yeah, that was definitely a blessing out of the extra time that we got. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the best stuff that we did, some highlights from the marathon. This is one that I'm going to kick around to everybody who would like to answer, and we'll just go in order as people would like to hop in. So what was your favorite bit in the marathon? Jay, let's start with you.
Money. The way hostages went down was amazing. You know, I had a segment, Jackson had an amazing segment, and the last few minutes with MC off screen coming out and yelling at me because he wanted to sleep is the absolute highlight of it for me.
That was wild. Completely wild. As someone who was just watching from an airport where I was forever delayed, it's just like, what is happening right now? The stream is supposed to be over, and these people are just shouting on couch about money. Like,
Goblin mode.
absolute goblin
mode.
Money.
It was super duper fun. Betsy, do you have a favorite bit from the marathon?
I was also going to say hostages.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I was also watching it from home, but it was very, very much like, because at first I was like not too with the idea of like adding a game when we were already behind, and then I saw the bit and I'm like, okay, money for charity.
It was one of those big yes and moments for sure. Instead of saying no, we can't push our stream longer, we said yes, and let's raise a lot more money by just being wild gremlins. Good stuff. All right, Dino, do you have a favorite bit?
I got two parts. The first was pretty obvious. Mags was there. The Triforce heroes getting tackled behind the projector screen was very fun.
That was my favorite moment of the entire segment. I walked up to Dino beforehand, or no, Dino walked up to me and he was like, I want you to tackle me. And I was like, can you take a tackle? Because like I know how to tackle safely. And
I know how to
Dino
get
said,
tackled.
I know how to fall safely. And I was like,
I know
that's
how to fall
exactly
safely.
what we need.
Like we'll do it behind the projector screen. We'll get the silhouette, and it worked perfectly.
It was
The worst I got was a
incredible.
tiny little rug burn on my wrist right here. That's already gone. Looking back at it,
Nice.
like it was all framed great and exactly as expected. It was really fun. So that was the first thing. The
Shout
second
out-
like smaller thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ahead.
should make you shout out because I'm going to change topic a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say shout out to Grant Legos Jedi, who is running our tech today. Thank you, Legos Jedi, for making this happen, and also for being the incredible the camera work that went
mobile
into
cam.
just following me around. Huge, and he did an amazing job for that segment.
The reverse bit where we had to reverse the camera was great too.
It was wonderful.
Grant going on.
All right, go ahead,
like,
Dino.
no, wait, no. All right, so changing topics a little bit. Probably something that'll be mentioned more at the 4 a.m. tech shift. I was alone in tech room and could do what I want. So I enjoyed pointing the PTZ camera at something really zoomed in and then switching to it and then switching back only when Couch actually noticed. Like lots of times it'd be like a Snorlax on couch or something, and you get a super zoomed in of Snorlax's
loved it.
face for a solid like 30 seconds
Mhm.
before you hear couches going, wait, why is Snorlax on the camera? And it switch back.
I love that.
Because it was cozy
Or
o'clock. That's
slow
why.
the slow zoom in onto something. Just manipulating the PTZ and like couch not knowing was
Yeah.
really fun.
It's fun.
Lots of little
Yeah.
moments of that. If you watch
Talk
any
about
time
our-
between 4 and 8 a.m., that was my thing.
Hmm. Yeah, the tech. I mean, the tech was just incredible this time around, and shout out to Clinkit for birthing the PTZ into life because we had a lot of fun with that. Good stuff.
Bemos.
All right, sorry. What was your favorite bit?
I really enjoyed the bracket fight. If anybody was
What was the
like up
bracket
at
fight?
like 4 a.m. on, I don't even know what day of the week this was. time is a
it
flat
was-
It was
circle.
Wizrobe
It was-
shift, so yeah.
I think that was before 4 a.m. That's why we're all
Yeah,
like, we woke
that
up
was
at 4
big
a.m.
sleep
for our
during.
shift.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah, that was a
I
3
remember
a.m.,
seeing, like,
3 and
3
4
a.m. But yeah, that was fun. Just everybody having really no clue what was going on, and just having to react to whatever ChatGPT spat at us.
Wow.
So
Cool.
That's
a,
Well, I
lot
look
of
forward to
fun
seeing that in the
creativity
mods.
from everybody who was involved in that one.
All right. Well, this actually brings up a really good question that I wanted to pose to all of y'all and also pose to chat. Is 5 a.m. up too late or up too early?
No,
Up too late.
no, it's
It-
not. It's
it's-
just right.
It's too late. It's too late. 5 a.m. is early to get up, but it's not too early. But if you're still up
Yeah.
at 5 a.m., that's a problem.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me.
5 a.m. for
Yeah.
me is
The-
1
the
p.m. for
latest I
everybody
can
else.
go is,
I don't
like,
know why.
6. Any later than that, it's like, nuh-uh.
Mm.
But I try not to because I could be up until 3 a.m. and still my body would wake me up at 8.
I
So
think
I try
4
not to do that.
I think 4 a.m. is where my this is too late kicks in.
Mhm.
But like 5 a.m. is just I got to get to the airport early this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say 5 a.m. is up too early because you will never catch me up until 5 a.m. Like, there's no universe at this stage of my life where 5 a.m. is too late because I've already been asleep for at least 5 hours. So 5 a.m. for me is a solid up too early. No.
I just,
All right.
5 a.m. isn't a real time unless I'm waking up to quickly pee and go back to sleep.
Mood.
Yeah, I'm on that train. 5 a.m. is sleep time.
Y'all
All
daywalkers
right.
confuse me, man.
There we have it.
Yep.
People have
It's me,
spoken.
a
Chat,
daywalker.
speak out. Let us know how you're feeling about 5 a.m. for sure. All right. So hopping back to talking about the marathon. This next question I'm gonna put to Jay first. What was your favorite behind the scenes moment that chat and our viewers might have missed this marathon?
Okay, so my answer to this one's a little bit different because the viewers caught some of it, but the last music transition, the Goblin Ham Train, where we had the bit about nobody ever told us to stop, that wasn't a bit. There was a miscommunication in organization there, and we had no idea when to stop playing. So we just kept making music until they came in and told us to stop. And
Wait,
that's
why
when
aren't we
everyone
back
got
to
on
couch?
the chairs.
So was
Why are we back to couch? What's happening?
I was like front row seat to that evolving. Was anyone else at security desk at that point?
No, I
like,
was on
right here.
couch. I was on couch, and
so
I was like
why hadn't
popping
you
in between
started?
rooms at this point. I remember like
Yeah,
being in the
so
general
I was
area
at
of this.
security. This was really funny because there's actually even more to that. I was at security, and Doug comes out from stream room. We're all just like chilling, and he's like, I think he's like, has anyone seen the directors? We got to like figure out when they're supposed to be done. And Clinkett and MC were out talking to Anthony from Charity Water, like on the bench just outside. So he goes out and is like, should we cut off the music, people? And immediately Clinkett just yells, "They're still going!" and just bolts
Yeah.
to the music room.
MC looks at his watch, looks at
Yeah.
everyone, is like, "Wait, what?"
We had no other signal until they kind of burst in, and they're like,
Yeah, and then Clinkett
that's how
did an
that hall
entire
evolved.
number. It was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is behind the
funny.
scenes of behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
supposed to be a 15-minute transition. Ended up being almost an hour of live improv music, gremlin time.
Goodness.
It was amazing.
All right, so talking about
Sometimes we make assumptions.
every now and then. Yeah. Every now and then something falls through, and that's okay. We do it for the love of the show. For sure.
You started with
so
every now and then. I
talking-
thought you were about to go into Gary, come home.
If only I knew all of the words. I'm sorry. Next time. So talking about prep and behind the scenes work and how we get ready for the marathon. This question I'm kicking straight to Soaring, and it was asked by Palm. When did you guys start planning for Questmaster? It was clear it was being worked on since at least Daybreak, but I'm curious if it was even before that planning started for that particular segment. So, little Soaring Chris, tell us about your process.
Side Quest 3. So that's kind of like around when I started brainstorming this idea, but I hadn't really talked to anybody about it. And then I think around March, I want to say March 2022.
I did look in the Discord. The first messages
Yeah.
in Discord are in March. Yeah.
Yeah, March 2022. I think Liz tweets like something like, that something along the lines of like the Drake meme or something like that, where it was like Zeldathon, Zeldathon Survivor, Zeldathon Questmaster, wired or whatever. And then I'm like, I've been planning this, and we got like 5 people involved that day, and we had a few like general ideas. I think the original plan was to like coordinate it as a series of like live bumpers and transition bits, but then we're like, oh, that's going to be really hard to organize people, and it just slowly evolved from there. Clinkett, I know SideQuest 3 was June 2021. I've been thinking
Long
about
time
this for a
ago.
long time.
Yeah. True Alex Horn fashion, like putting way too much thought and care into producing the original show that this may or may not be based off of. But yeah, go on, Soren, tell us more.
So I say like production started in earnest on it in like June 2022, which is when we had a bunch of meetings to like figure out what the quests were going to be and stuff. And then obviously we did all the filming at Daybreak, which
Did
frankly
you have a
was
whole
very
production team who helped you put together the tasks or the quests?
asterisk kind of. So this was like the most stressful thing for me last marathon, where we tried to schedule stuff to like get people together and work on like setup and tear down for this stuff, because we had to do that for every single person individually.
25
But-
times. Yeah.
Everybody
25
had different like sleep schedules, and we had to coordinate with our contestants. At one point we had to switch contestants mid-marathon, which was extremely stressful. And so it literally devolved into me going around seeing anybody who was standing around not actively doing something, saying, hold this camera, set this bench up.
Put this
Nice.
potato on
Sometimes
this
that's
bench. Don't ask questions. Point the
Yeah.
camera.
That's the beauty of in-person marathons, is you really can just like find a body and press it into service, as Soren found a time or two. Forced him to post some bounties for me in the channel this year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dino, were you on the production team too?
Yes, I was part of the figuring out the quests, the first meetings we had there. We originally came up with, I think, 7 ideas. Then we narrowed it down to like, we're going to do 6 of them. And then after recording one of them with one person, we we didn't do any more recordings with that. So if you look at the intro segment in the intro, there's a clip of someone doing something that doesn't fit any of the other tasks, and that's from the one person's attempt at the one quest that never got in.
Oh,
Yeah, there were some nearby fields near Jupiter Hotel that were like, oh, we can film a bunch of stuff here. It's nondescript. Nobody will know where we are. We can do a bunch of outdoor stuff here. And then sports happen in these fields every single day.
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say rain.
That too,
Even
but
worse,
we're
sports
talking
ball.
about Daybreak, right? Where we were trying to originally film this, but also major shout outs to Flying
Oh,
who
okay.
edited all the stuff. I tried to get, I tried to encourage Flying to work on it over the year, but I felt bad putting too much pressure on, and because I wasn't paying Flying for for this, but
She
next
just does
time,
it for love of the game.
if we ever do it again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be
She's
more
so
strict
good.
with Flying because poor Flying killed herself. Like, Flying was up all night, pulled an all nighter the night before Questmaster
Wow.
aired, editing everything because
The
Yeah.
night before
it got put off.
Questmaster.
Yeah,
Oh. Well, thank you, Flying. There was
Towards
a
the night
ton of
before
video work that went
Questmaster and
into
all
that
in tech
segment.
Yeah.
room. Flying was still
Yeah.
editing.
Oh my gosh. It's the final task.
Flying's a beast.
and then
Final
about
task,
I'd
edit this
say
segment.
the 3 months leading up to the marathon, I worked on creating the tech suite that allowed me to display the points getting added in the style of the original show, and allowed me to easily transition between all the different video clips.
Yeah, hugely technical production. Congrats to everyone involved in that. It came off really well and was super fun to see.
So round 2.
Maybe. Inquiring
Stay
minds have
tuned.
asked.
We'll see. All right, so let's talk about some things that we learned during Zeldathon Echoes this year. This one I'm going to kick back to Jay. First, what was the most challenging obstacle you had to overcome this marathon?
Enthusiasm. We have too much of it collectively as a group. And because I'm part of the development team, I have this bad habit. If you ask me if we can do something, I'll say yes before I think about it, because all things are possible. And making them happen in a timely manner is where we ran into the most difficulty. We still did it, but boy, was it a challenge. We were all up for it, of course, but boy, was it a challenge and a learning experience.
Yeah, welcome to the team, Jay. It's our perennial curse for sure.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Betsy, did you have a challenging obstacle that you faced and overcame?
Honestly, to me, the challenging thing was actually getting myself to go to bed. Not just because I kept wanting to hang out with friends, but at least 2 separate nights, something really stressful happened at 8 p.m. and I'm now I'm awake.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, same. Like being on 4 a.m. shift, I signed up for it because I was like, I get up at 6 every day anyway. Everybody makes sacrifices at the marathon. I'll just go to bed early and it'll be fine. But without fail, every night at 8 p.m. It's all right, I need to start disentangling myself. And even if I could get up to my room, maybe I'd hop into chat for a minute and then just it would get too hype and I couldn't wind down and go to sleep.
Usually
And
once I
so,
got to my room, I was fine.
yeah, that's good.
It was just getting
I was
myself there.
Yeah, and then Triforce Heroes was over not that far before my bedtime, so I was way too wired after that to get to sleep. Had too much fun with all of my friends. Mojo, was there anything for you this year? It was challenging and you overcame?
I will take this in a different weird direction, but this is the first time that I've attended in person since pre-pandemic. I was involved in small ways or, to the scale that was possible during side quests. But then even for Ascent and Daybreak, I had little tiny roles, but I really didn't feel like connected to those events very much. But making the decision that the way that the world is still the way that it is, and in my home life and my professional life, I have to think very much about like infection and mitigation and those things just because of what I do. I work with immunosuppressed patients, I have immunosuppressed friends, and I was like, okay, can I get to a place where I'm personally, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically comfortable going to a place with a big event that's indoors with a lot of people that are coming from a lot of places? Can I get there in a way that I'm going to be able to get out of my own head about? Like, am I going to be able to participate and have a good time, or am I just going to be stressed out and self-righteous the entire time? And I put a lot of thought into it. And then I had a really big thing happen in my life a couple of weeks before the marathon that was just like a total bummer. Like it took all the wind out of my sails, everything. And I went and talked to my one of my dear friends, you might know her, C. Tot Hetherin. And I was like, should I even go to this thing? Sunk cost fallacy. Like, I already have a plane ticket. I already have a hotel room. Like, I'll still pay even if I don't go. Like, that's not the big deal. And she's like, you need this. I think that you need this more than you realize. Just friggin' go. And I went, and it was incredible to reconnect, just like off camera, behind the scenes with people. Like, I've been friends with Mags for, it feels like years that I've known you, and it was the first time we ever met in person. And I was like, hey, but it's like, hey, I've known you forever, and I realized that it's also nice to meet you.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so just that was something I really had to do, like, some personal soul searching crap to like decide whether or not this was something that I could participate in a way that I felt like it would still be worth the cost of having me there versus some other attendee, if it was going to be something that I was going to be able to give enough of myself there, or if I was going to be giving of myself, Jay, if I was going to be giving of myself more than I really could afford to, because in the moment I was just caught up in everything. And I have no regrets. I'm really glad that I did end up coming in person. And people are like, wow, it's been, and I was like, yeah, I did the math, 3.5 years. It's
so
nice
how
to
do you
meet you
how
again.
do you feel on the other side? Did that give you what you like needed out of the experience of showing up for
I
that?
mean, I definitely am corporally exhausted and still recovering. I am
Bro, same.
older, so so that, like, I've been big napping a couple of days. But
Mm,
just, it was very much like, remember that this is the thing that you have. Like, I'm a mom and I'm a doctor and I craft sometimes, but like, this is the thing that connects me to a community that's much bigger than myself. It's a very grounding process. It's I have said this, like, MC could never write me a letter of reference for my job. I'm never going to be able to use Kinstone projects as a way to further my professional career, but being a part of this thing is part of who I am. Like, being a part of the philanthropy movement in the modern age, using live streaming to connect to people around the world and pull like-minded people together into the same metaphysical space so that we can share in this love of community in a way that's supporting other people. That's me. That's who I am. And being able to express that through Kinstone has been a part of my life now for over 10 years. So I feel like I should probably just stay on this. This is something that I feel like really, I'm not the only one that this is true for as well. So being able to find these people, the selection bias is real in this community, but being able to find wonderful people to be a part of something way, way bigger than any one self, the synergy of this, I think, is just that thing that fills my cup. So
yeah.
even though
Yeah.
sometimes it also, like, there are so many, like, sprays of water out various ports of my cup, it still ends up net fuller. So
Love
sorry.
it. Thank you.
Sorry to bring the tears to the chat. I love you. Thank you so much.
All right, so
Zeldathon,
I'm
tears
gonna
the chat.
take Tears of the chat. That is one of the things that we do and do so well. We are getting towards the end of our time, so I'm gonna start skipping through. So, Legos Jedi, stick with me. I'm gonna toss this next one down to Dino, right below me. What was something about the marathon that you didn't expect to like, or didn't expect to work or be well received, that did end up surprisingly good? If you stuck with us through that whole sentence, chat, congratulations, you're a big winner today.
Uh, kind of mentioned it earlier, but the projection screen. We were putting up the projection screens. I'm like, this is a silly idea. It's taking up half the space. Like we had to move. Like the music set was halfway forward in the ballroom. The couch set was halfway forward because we needed all the space behind it. We had to put the white screens up. It messed with the lighting so much because you needed it to be really dark back there to actually see anything. But I think it actually ended up working pretty well. The audience seemed to like it. We were able to change the background dynamically. Um, it was good. I got tackled behind it again.
That was my
it
favorite
was
part of the
going in
projection screen as well.
favorite part of the projection screen. There were other like silhouette things they did with like gloom hands behind it and stuff. But in general, going into it, I'm like, this is kind of a silly niche thing. I don't see it being that additive, but I think it was. So
Cool. Thank you. All right, one more question about like things that we learned through the marathon. This one I'm sending up to Jay. What piece of non-audio, non-video equipment would you love to be added in the future?
I struggled with this one a little bit because we did get these a little bit ahead of time. I'd really like to see another computer. It sounds so silly, but we
Just one?
had some issues with one of the segments where we were playing a game on a PC and we couldn't get it connected in time. And I brought my personal desktop with me and left it in our break room and found myself using it. And everyone that had a piece of equipment there to use was more than happy to share it if you needed it. But sometimes you just need to get to a computer to do a thing. And there's no computer that's not dedicated to some other purpose. You can hijack one, but they all have a home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it says there was a
Yeah.
spare computer apparently.
But people need to know about it in order
Well,
to
in
be
the
able to
future,
use it.
Grant.
Yeah. Leave it with the label.
We don't often play PC games or need a PC on couch, so I think it's something that
Look,
Make an
HT
elephant
overlooked.
graveyard of
HDCP is
laptops.
hard, okay? Especially with Windows 11. It's scary.
I'm also
We
seeing a
got
shout
off the
out.
ground. Okay, the important part is we got off the ground.
I've seen a shout out in chat for cubbies, and I would like to +1 that one as well. I would like cubbies in chill room where
I had
people
a
can-
cubby solution that I used.
What was your cubby solution?
I had a bag. I had two bags actually that I hid. They were clandestinely stored in the marathon spaces. I had my backpack, which also had all of my important possessions, and I had my bag of gifts to give to my new friends that arrived, all the new attendees I made a hat for. And I had both of those items stashed underneath the prize table. So for the first 4 days of the marathon, anytime I disappeared into that part of the set, it's because I was rummaging through my personal effects.
I just commandeered a desk next to audio station.
I had a
Yeah.
pile in the back of tech room.
Yeah,
I had
I
my
mean there was
backpack in tech
an all
room.
call.
Yeah.
Everyone get your personal effects, and then I would get like added. They're like, your chargers are here, and I'm like, I'm aware of that. I was charging.
I
stuff
got
there.
added that my chargers were there, but I was currently loading the pod, apparently with the bin that had my laptop charger in it, now in the pod.
Oh,
It's true.
no.
Because they added
I
everyone
hope
while I
you're
was
going to
actively
winter.
like Tetrising stuff.
Yeah, shout out also
I'll
to
throw
the.
in.
Oh, I was just gonna say the room layout was incredible, especially for what it provided for the tech room. Because like Last year at Daybreak, I don't know, tech felt like weird and nebulous and like do not
Very
talk
wide,
to or
spacious.
disturb these people in their little
Corners.
workstations. Yeah, but Tech Room, the way that it was set up this year with just like the two long tables, felt so collaborative and welcoming, and it was a space where you could like sit down, open up your laptop, and hang out with people who were working while you're working on something too. And it just like it really opened up like collaboration and communication among people like actively working on stream, which was super super cool. Loved it. But what were you
I
going to
want
say, Mojo?
15 trash cans.
Yeah.
I would.
I'll
I
say
want.
that.
I want us to be bristling with refuse places.
Instead of just covered in refuse.
There was a
I at one point
bin.
commandeered a box and I said, "Don't put liquids in this. Dry trash only."
Yeah.
And every day on wellness at 8:00 in the morning, I would go and do a trash route, and I would go in every room and I would just get fistfuls of detritus, and I would empty that out, and it had friggin' liquid in it. But I want too many trash cans. And
That's legit.
I will be supplying those. I have discussed a plan with MC for trash cans that are also like storageable pretty easily. So, and Inca, maybe you and me can collaborate on something that can go in the pods without taking up too much space. That will then turn into like temporary. This is my area. Please don't touch. Kind of storage as well. But I have plans.
Trash cans can stack. Clink it like stacks. I think that we have a very talented engineering team who could help us also create collapsible cubbies. Mel was already telling me
Okay.
about some of his projects where he built some cubbies.
Those like wireframe mesh hampers that collapse down to nothing. Pop one of those open, put a kitchen-sized trash bag in it.
Oh,
Boom. Galaxy brain.
Yeah, I have two of those, and last year I asked Mel, "Hey, do you want to use one of these for your dirty laundry?" No. Okay, only packs one. Did you pack two? I changed my mind. No. Sorry, Papa,
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah, but we could do, and then there's lots of linens involved in the marathon. We've got those blankets, and they could actually end up in laundry baskets and sent somewhere to be laundered between events. Please.
Yeah, those
Please
could
do
use a
this.
wash.
all right. Well,
You know.
we've got our notes. We're going to work on it. Let's move on to something a little memeier. We're going to do a flash lightning round and go around and ask folks. This was posed by Murix Bob. Thank you, Murix Bob. What was your favorite new meme from Echoes? Let's go. Super quick. Jay, do you have a favorite meme?
Money.
Mags? Toes. Mojo? Betsy?
Or
Same.
Hank Hill.
Specifically the symphony sound version of it.
Symphony of the Pop. Let's go. Dinah?
Same cold ones.
Excellent. Soren?
Baja Hank Hill.
I didn't even know.
I'm gonna get some
that
Baja
was
Blast
not-
up in this container.
I didn't know that wasn't from the show. I straight up thought that was Hank Hill. And then someone
No,
was
that's the
like,
beauty.
No, that was
That's the
Laughing Boy.
spontaneous nonsense. That
His voice
that
was
ZU.
Incredible.
Yeah, Laughing
Was
Boy
that
just
new to this
he's just
marathon?
Yeah, that's new.
it happened
that was
live
recorded
on the
live.
like on Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday.
I did not
Yeah,
realize
they're
that was
playing and
you.
he's just vamping, and then Maeve walks out. And's like, "Who is playing Hank Hill?" And then Laughing Boy did it again, and she's like, "I'm turning that into a secret sound," and then played it as a secret sound like 25 minutes later. I love it. I love everything about it. And there were versions, there were iterations. It didn't say the same thing every time.
It was amazing. He also did a I wonder what Ganon's up to, and oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on what the voice was, but it was something really funny, and if I can't remember what it was, then it's not going to be as funny. But I'm definitely going to find the clip and try to make that into a secret sound as well, because it was really, really, really
Put it
good.
at that $9.99 as an alt.
That's right. That's right. All right, so we had another one from A Way to Hit, related but different. What's your favorite Zeldathon meme of all time? This one's a little bit more nebulous. Soren, did you have a favorite Zeldathon meme of all time?
I think the greatest Zeldathon meme of all time is one that has endured and is also quite wholesome, and that is "Don't get blasted." Because I think it like really encapsulates what Zeldathon is in a way. Because back in the day, charity gaming was still this niche thing, and we got in contact with Direct Relief, and they embraced us a lot. But the poor director didn't really know that much about gaming, and so in attempts to wish us well, he just says, "And don't get blasted." And I just think that's great. Like he tried to meet us where where we were. He missed a little bit, but we embraced him back.
Incredible. Betsy, did you have a favorite meme of all time?
I think I really like the way the Titus meme has kind of evolved from the just the ha ha funny to, oh, now the Yeti's spamming it, to you gotta donate the big bucks, to, oh, it's back. Oh, but now there's the nope variations.
Or the
Like,
5 shirts.
I love
The RNG
entire
Titus.
saga.
Got rid of it,
The
came
back
back,
and
got rid of
forth.
it, it came back again. Now it's back sometimes.
It's Lindsay's epitaph.
What if I told you all that secretly Legos Jedi was an accomplice in the 1010 spam?
Uh,
I know that.
Thank you. Thank you, Legos Jedi.
Because otherwise PayPal fees would have murdered it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think my favorite meme of all time was one of the side quests when we got really into Toad. And in addition to the Toad legs, which Dino helped make really cursed 3D models of that we gave away for prizes. We
That
also
was
got
Plinkett
into
doing
the
that.
that was I knew that she painted them. Did you find like the
Clink
thing?
it printed
That's
it.
all Plinkett.
That
I'm
was
so sorry,
that was all
Plinkett.
Clink it.
All Plinkett. All praise
That's
to
totally
Plinkett for
something
those
I would
because they
do,
were
but this
wild.
time it was Clink
It is something you do. Dino was just like
Shout out
printing
to the
little
Zone
Jerry
Eye Duck
cans
among us.
all marathon long. No, the Toads were funny, but then we got into like the different iterations of the Toad sounds from the different performances. And once
Yeah.
again, like one of those
I
things
forgot
happening
about
behind the
those.
scenes. I think probably Plinkett just threw it out there. Like, how many different Toad recordings can we get from our team members? And so like everybody hopped on and recorded them, and thus the Symphony of the Toads was born.
I definitely did at least half of a dozen sounds, if not a dozen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a handful of
We
those
ended up with
sounds
probably at
still in
least
the system
100.
too. I think just because we decided to try and avoid copyright on a bunch of stuff, and we're like, well, we have these Toad sounds, may as well
Yeah.
throw them in there.
Forget DMCA. We make our own recordings in the voice of Toad.
I was singing that in a parking lot so that I could at the post office so I could have Wi-Fi while I was on a business trip, and I'm like, no one look at me, I have vocal fry.
Legend has it Betsy's vocal cords are still recovering from the Symphony of the Toad.
Truly.
The funny thing is, it actually doesn't hurt that much, if at all. I just have to do it right.
Truly.
All right.
Master Toad impersonator.
All right, shut the door on the memes. That's enough memes. Thank you all very much for sharing. And thank
I have
you.
a wholesome
Mojo,
one to
did
end
you
on.
want? Okay. A
Yeah.
wholesome meme
Specifically,
specifically?
yes, a wholesome meme.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I think I like Bless. It's short and to the point. I think that it predates Zeldathon in a way because it was an MC thing first. So I think that that's a nice homage to like our roots being an MC project that has kind of grown out and above and beyond him into this huger thing that's been going on, and we're a inspiration to other communities. We're people. Zelda Universe called us the OGs, and they were like so stoked to be a part of the magic. And we're like, excuse me, you belong here. We've met you now. You're one of us. Thanks. But I think Bless. because it's just a great way. It's quick. It's a way to encapsulate. You don't have to have the emote. You can still get the point across really easily. And it's just that positivity that comes out of this shared venture in like bettering the world. So bless.
Bless. That was beautiful. Thank you for pulling that one out, Mojo. Bless.
Hello, cat.
We don't have a blessed secret sound.
All right. We have just a couple more questions to round us out that we'll pose to everyone, so we'll get through them rather quickly. All right, let's all make a pact together that we're going to attempt to avoid monologuing too hard on this one. But Seth E, thank you for your question. How much have all of you changed as people because of Zeldathon? Jay, would you like to start?
Honestly, I'd have to say it's not so much that I've changed, it's that I've allowed myself to be who I didn't have the right group to be with before. It's like coming home for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, couldn't have said it better. Yep.
Chills.
Does anybody have anything
Chills.
to add?
Zeldathon is a safe space. It's safe. We do inclusion on purpose, but we've always kind of had that like this is a place for you to be your whole self, and I don't have to compartmentalize here. I get to be my whole self, which is very goofy, and that's part of what brings everybody back. Like they can feel it.
I feel really.
Zeldathon is like my
Yeah, go ahead.
social anxiety training ground because it's a safe space and there's a lot of people and it's very stressful, but like it's a challenge that is safe to tackle in a good environment.
Yeah, Zeldathon is really like the main thing that got me to like kind of come out of my shell more, so to speak. Like it's what got me to go to Mag, and that it just kind of snowballed from that. Basically, it's kind of the turning point of going from shy to, actually, I like positive attention. Hi, people.
I'm always reminded of a quote
Thanks,
our
thanks.
band director said in high school. Because of the specific town that we're from, we don't interact with other towns very much. So we'd go on like band events. There'd be other bands there. But like interact with people because normally our group doesn't. So go do that, and we never did. So this it feels this was what finally got me interacting with people that aren't like within a 10-minute drive.
Nice. Yeah, and I just feel really grateful that so I'm a newer team member. I've been on the team for 3 years now, and I got invited for being my whole self, like in an era where we've moved towards like really bringing people on board who have like specific skills and talents that we need. I had the great fortune of befriending Clinkit and making it known that I'm an excellent project manager. I might not be a speedrunner or a like really skilled broadcast producer, but man, I can make a plan and help get things done. And Clinka saw that and brought me in because like it really was just a year and a half before that. I wasn't even on Twitch. I just saw Zeldathon and we put it on one time over like a winter time, and I was like, those are my people. I'm gonna get there. and it worked out. And yeah, it just like really allowed me to bring my full self and like bring all of those pieces together of what I love, of like putting great plans together, making awesome content, being funny, hanging out with friends. And then there's just always something interesting to learn from people with such diverse backgrounds and interests. Even just like working kind of tangentially with music team this year was super interesting, just to see like how professional musicians get the job done. There's always something new to learn, and I cannot wait to learn more from all of you every single time. All right, so our last question, we're going to put this to one word each. So if you can, get your word together, and we'll take our time if we need to. But this one was again from Seth E. Thank you, Seth E. It's a great one. What makes a Zeldathon a Zeldathon? Let's go in reverse. Soren, do you have one? Oh, sorry,
Teamwork.
Mojo. I'll get there. Teamwork. Love it. Dino, did you have one?
Community. I'm stealing the obvious one.
Betsy?
You said you're stealing the obvious one. I'm taking the obvious one. Charity.
Mojo?
I'm stealing Jay's. Home.
Mine is probably
Am I going to be the odd one out if I say sheep?
True.
no, I think that's perfect, and I don't think we have anything left to say. Thank you all so much for this fun. Oh my god, Soren, put him away. No free feet, bro. If anybody else
We're an off
wanted a
marathon.
behind the
They need to
scenes
subscribe
moment,
for feet.
I spent a lot of time running around.
New
on
Patreon
the
reward.
The first day going, no free feet, everybody. And then on the second day going, no paid feet either. Just no feet. That's my behind the scenes moment. Thank you all so much. This has been really, really fun. Shout out to Legos Jedi for making this broadcast happen. He's been working hard behind the scenes. Shout out to Clinkit for organizing us. Thank you to chat for submitting all your fabulous questions. We're going to have another Q&A tomorrow at the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So please tune in. Be a whole different cast, whole different set of questions with different like specialties and stuff to learn more and relive some of the magic moments from Zeldathon Echoes. So thank you all so much for being a really valued, appreciated part of our wonderful community here. I couldn't do it without all of y'all. And with that, I think we'll say goodnight and we'll see you all soon. See you in chat.
Bye, Max. Bye, friends.